Hey guys, it's Tom Box. Welcome to MST.TV, and today we're covering a live streamer archetype. What? Yes, live streamer archetype of live twins, or if you flip into their true forms, evil twins, from Genesis Impact. But first, let's take a moment to appreciate their art style, because it goes from spectrum to spectrum. As the live twins, they are cute Saturday morning cartoons. But then as the evil twins, they are much more high fidelity and much more glamorous. Now, of course, we are here to answer your main questions. How good are they? How will they impact the meta? How do I get you guys to hit that subscribe button, or rather their subscribe button? And if you pay close attention, you might even find some Genesis Impact reprint reveals in here. So make sure you guys watch the whole video, and let's begin. So how good are the evil twins? Well, to understand that, we have to know who they are and what they do, starting with the introduction of our pink-haired, happy-go-lucky Kiss-a-Kill and her partner in crime, the blue-haired, cool-headed Lila. Now, in the main deck, they are two level 2 Cyberse monsters, and they both function much like a level 2 version of Tour Guide. What I mean by that is that if you control no other monsters and one of them gets normal or special summoned out, you get to activate their effect and summon out the other partner in crime from the deck or hand. That gives you a lot of versatility just from that, especially when it counts special summons as well. And up until this point, there's no other real restrictions applied to you. So in other words, if you summon Kiss-a-Kill, you'll be able to summon out the Lila from the hand or deck, or if you summon out the Lila, you get to summon out the Kiss-a-Kill. So that's how it works. Now, even if you flip it around into their evil form as Link monsters, they do something fairly similar. If the missing name is, well, not there, you will be able to summon it out rather from the hand or deck. You get to summon out from the graveyard. Now, two things to know about this particular effect is that, first of all, it does not target. It just tries to look for the partner's name in the graveyard, and it will summon that out. And if there's like both the Link monster and the non-Link monster, and you get one of them crowed away, you will be able to summon out the one that is still remaining, which is actually really nice. Second thing you should note is that this effect is a quick effect, and that works really well. Now, however, if you do use the grave summoning effect, you will lock your extra deck summoning privileges to fiends only, so it does restrict your extra deck summoning. But no, it's extra deck only. So this is still not too bad, considering that Nightmare package is still considered as fiends, as well as the link for Abomination monster. Yeah, that guy is still available in the arsenal, and considering that you have destructive effects as well, it's still going to allow you to do quite a bit. Oh, did I mention that this is more of a control style deck? Kiss-a-Kill is more of an advantage generator, whereas Lila is a bit more offensive oriented. What I mean by that is, if you actually summon out evil twin Kiss-a-Kill while Lila was already on the field, Kiss-a-Kill will let you draw a card. And if you summon out Lila while Kiss-a-Kill was already on the field, then instead you get to pop a card on the field. It can be any card on the field, face up or face down. And because the summoning effect of these evil twins, they are quick effects, it just makes it so that you can use this during your opponent's turn as well. So that's why when you end your turn, ideally you want to end with only one of the twins on the field, and maybe perhaps some way to remove one of the twins as you go, so then you can summon back the other twin. And then by the time it gets back to your turn, your fiend-based restriction will be lifted. Oh, did I mention it's like a 1-card combo starter? Now, there's one more monster I want to make a quick mention to, which is the combination of Kiss-a-Kill and Lila in their evil form. This is not something you poly out, but rather you tribute 2 Link monsters to summon this card from your hand or graveyard. The or graveyard thing is the part that I find most useful. It gives it a bit more of that utility. And if it's summoned out that way, if your opponent controls 3 or more cards on the field, they have to send it down until they only have 2. Yeah. That's a pretty interesting thing. They are forced to send it, so you're not actually manipulating their side of the field. They are doing it to themselves. And yeah, if you have both Lila and Kiss-a-Kill in the graveyard, then this card also gains 2200 attack points, basically doubling up into 4400. That can basically run over most problematic cards, including stuff like Ultimate Falcons and stuff like that. Now, the monsters themselves are already at a competitive level. 1-card combo is always going to be welcomed. What really pushes it over the top, I would say, would be the spell cards. The spell card lineup makes it super consistent. I mean, I'm talking about 9 cards worth of consistency. So starting off, because they are Cyberse type, they get to play with Signet Mining. So you can search Kiss-a-Kill or Lila with the Signet Mining, and that just, sure, you're discarding a card, but guess what? You get to plus a card back anyway, because Kiss-a-Kill and Lila automatically tethers out another monster. Now, aside from Signet Mining being able to fetch the card straight from the deck to the hand, you also have a direct special summoning card with Live Twin Home. this is a quick play spell. The amazing part of it is because it is a quick play spell, you can use it during your opponent's turn, and this one lets you summon directly from the deck onto the field. You can get Kiss, Kill, or Lilla, and then you get to summon the missing one as well. Or you can even just straight up use it as name manipulation to play with some of your evil twin spells and traps, or even the monsters, just so they can get the second effect and perhaps pop a card or draw an additional card. Now, if you do play with Live Twin Home, you are going to be restricting yourself from the extra deck for summoning only evil twin monsters for the rest of the turn. So that is a bit of a restriction. However, of course, that restriction will expire by the time you get back to your own turn. But that's just saying that, hey, yeah, you have ways to search out the deck or directly summon with Signet Mining and Live Twin Home. And guess what? Live Twin Home has a search card itself. It's Secret Password. Secret Password lets you add an evil twin or live twin spell or trap card straight from the deck into your hand. So that's, if you play 3 copies of each, you already have 9 cards leading to that. And then you play 3 copies of the Lilla, 3 copies of the Kiss a Kill. That's already 15 cards in your deck, basically leading to the exact same play, which is pretty insane. Now, Secret Password has an additional effect. If you control both Lilla and the Kiss a Kill on the field, you could add a Kiss a Kill or Lilla monster from your deck to your hand. So this lets you add the high level merging of both, and because you have both monsters, it's pretty much guaranteed that you're able to summon up the monster. So that's another option, or you can just use it to add a monster. Now, Secret Password can also give you access to the channel, which is the field spell, Live Twin Channel. This one lets you negate attacks by tributing off Kiss a Kill or Lilla monsters on your side of the field. Now, during the end phase, you get to shuffle back Kiss a Kill or Lilla monster back into the deck, and if you control no monsters at all, you get to add that card to your hand, which is all right. But from my personal experience with the deck, you probably want to leave a couple of names in there just so that when you go into your link monsters, you're able to summon them out and minimize the resources you need out of your extra deck. Now, as for the trap cards, all the trap cards are named after evil twins because they interact with your opponent, and normally I wouldn't be advocating for trap cards because they are slower in the game. You have to set them first. You need some level of consistency to actually play them. Luckily, you can search them out with Secret Password. Now, the first trap card, Evil Twin Challenge. Now, target 1 Kiss a Kill or Lilla monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and then you can apply the following effect. I love that it's you can, so it's optional, which is immediately just link summon into an evil twin link monster with monsters you control. It doesn't even have to use that monster that you summon out. Now, 2 things to note here. First of all, this is an optional effect to link it away. So you can just use it to summon back one of your Kiss a Kill or Lilla monster. And it doesn't even have any restriction of, controlling only 1 Kiss a Kill or Lilla. So this can actually help you with name manipulation on the field, as well as proccing the link monster effects from the graveyard, because those trigger effects, they don't require link summoning. They just have to special summon while the other name is on the field. So this is good for name manipulation as well. And then next up, we have GG Easy. Okay, well, this one is a continuous trap card, useful for protecting your cards from being destroyed, but it does have a tribute cost. But the tribute cost can actually work in your favor if you want to manipulate the names on the field. If you have both names on the field, you want to tribute one. Perhaps if you want a little bit more control, tribute away your Lilla so that you can use Kiss a Kill to revive it, basically in the same chain. You tribute it off and then you chain the Lilla, boom, you get both effects. And you can use it to boost attack, or you can use it to prevent your cards from being destroyed. What it does is when a card or effect is activated that would destroy cards, because any card, doesn't matter what it happens, you get to negate the effect, which is pretty decent. You can protect yourself from stuff like Lightning Storm, and then there's also Harpy's Feather Duster. This is actually a pretty good card to take care of those pesky cards. And then there's one that I find very difficult to use, in my personal opinion. Maybe you'll find some other way to use it, which is Evil Twin Present. You have to control both Kiss a Kill and Lilla to activate this one. You can target a Kiss a Kill or Lilla monster you control and one face-up monster your opponent controls. Switch control. Give him a 500 monster, give him like 1100 monster, pass it to them, and then you take their big combo piece. Whatever it is, you can use it as a fairly good disruption because you take control of it, and I believe the control of this is permanently swapped. So if you're able to take away a boss monster, imagine taking away a copy of Access Code Talker. That would be insane. There's just some bosses that you just don't want to give to your opponent. Appaloosa could be one of them, giving you the negate rather than your opponent, baiting out some of your opponent's cards. The other effect I don't think is as effective because you can target a set spell or trap card your opponent controls and shuffle it back into the deck. In my opinion, it was more of an end phase effect if you want to use that, but this one is a bit harder to use because you have to establish the board already. that's kind of my rundown for this particular trap card. The first two, I would say you could probably see one or two, just one copy of each in the deck if you want to tech it that way. But overall, it's still pretty decent. This one in particular, present a little bit harder. So how good are these evil twins? They are exceptional in my book. First of all, one card combo is always a big checkbox, and a lot of people get annoyed with one card combos because they're so consistent. And speaking of consistency, they are super consistent because they have about 15 cards to lead to those one card combos. And the third thing is it has insane synergy with Nightmare monsters and getting that co-link effect to draw one card. Because you revive your link monsters from the graveyard and you have left-right arrows from Kiss a Kill and Lila, which means you're going to be able to draw cards as you use Nightmare monster effects, and then perhaps even link them off afterwards. They are all Fiend monsters after all. Now, I don't want to leave you guys without practical meta impacting options, so I'm going to give them to you right now. First of all, Parallel Xyz is impeccable with the deck because naturally you link and you get to summon out this card, and since you only lock your extra deck and not your main deck, Parallel Xyz will provide you with an easy rank 4, so you can go into a Fiend monster because you're going to be using the effects of Kiss a Kill and Lila locking you into Fiends. Then you can go into Baguska, locking your opponent out from their main deck monster, putting them all into defense position and shutting down their effects, which is effective because you're summoning out Kiss a Kill and Lila from the graveyard. Those are link monsters. They don't have a defense position, so you can get the draw, you can get the pop without impacting yourself. That's one pretty decent option. Now, archetypes that you can blend with this. Now, you can use the Golden Lord stuff. That's fine too because you don't rely on the extra deck. But the other thing I find most effective would be Dogmatica. Dogmatica is insane. Now, even if you get hand trapped on your first summon, so you can't actually summon out your Kiss a Kill or your Lila from the deck, you can turn your monster into a Ling Karibo. This is my preference. You can go into Link Devotee, Link Disciples, but Ling Karibo prevents you from getting hit by trap cards. If you set a ton of stuff in the back row, you don't have to worry about evenly matched, or your opponent using trap cards against you, you can banish it by tributing off your Link Karibo. That's why it's so effective. And because Link Karibo isn't a monster from the extra deck, you get to play your Dogmatica, Ecclesia, set up your back row, and just play through it, and you can grind out the game normally. Now, on top of that, Nightmare monsters are incredible. I've already mentioned it because you get the mass co-link. You can break an insane board with this and perhaps even push for a one-turn kill right after that. So easy OTK, and because you have such high amounts of destruction, you can even use the Unchained Abomination. If you get the pop effects going, especially when you pair it with the Dogmatica stuff plus your Lila effect, you're just popping everything by the end phase. That's what I love about this deck. And one other card that you should always consider with this deck, because you burn through your extra deck so quickly, much like Zodiac and all those other decks that just load the graveyard, you can use Pot of Avarice. You can just cycle out your monsters. But one note about cycling cards with Avarice, try to keep a Kiss a Kill or a Lila in your graveyard that's from the extra deck. If you do that, you can actually minimize the resources you need for the further copies of the ones you summon out from the extra deck, so that you can just immediately revive the Link version and get their trigger effects from there. With all that, I guess I can demonstrate a very basic combo for how you start off your play. All right, I'm going to simplify the combo for you guys so you guys won't feel intimidated to play this, or, Kiss a Kills, Lilas, it's all over the place. This is actually going to help you break it down. So we're going to start off by summoning a live twin Kiss a Kill. It could be Lila. If it's Lila, then you just swap it with the other monster on this effect. We're going to activate the effect, and we're going to summon out the live twin Lila. Both of these monsters, you're not under any restriction. You have 2 level 2s. You can make a Sky Cavalry Centurion attack, and maybe even make a Divine Arsenal AA Zeus. That's why some people actually play the card anyway. But what we're going to do instead is that we're going to link them both off. We're going to link them both off into Evil Twin Kiss a Kill, because this is the one that we're going to revive from the graveyard. If you want to pop a card, you go for the Lila first, but that changes depending on what you have in the graveyard. Now, with that, we're going to activate the Kiss a Kill effect on the field, and we're going to summon back the live twin Lila. And with the live twin Lila, we can actually link them both off and go into the Evil Twin Lila. And using the Evil Twin Lila's effect, we're going to revive now our Evil Twin Kiss a Kill, and that's gonna trigger and let us draw a card. Now, with both of these monsters, we have 2 and 2 in terms of link rating. We can easily make a link 4, but that would only go into Unchained Abomination, and if there's nothing really to pop, then I wouldn't really advise going for it. You can technically go for it, but you're going to cut your combo short in the future. And ideally on your opponent's turn, you want to leave both of these monsters on the field, because you can link one off and then you'll summon one back, and then you'll link the other off and summon one back, which leads to a whole nightmare board popping situation. And then you can go into your abomination. Now, once you get to this point, you can link them off, but instead, if you want to maintain control, you will link both of these monsters off into another copy of Evil Twin Kiss-a-Kill, so that you can revive Evil Twin Lila on your opponent's turn. Not Lila, sorry, Lila. But yeah, you guys kind of get the idea, because it's a quick effect. Now that you have a linked monster on the field, you can go ahead and activate whatever effect you want, especially Dogmatica. At this point, you can just drop your Ecclesia, and you can lock out your extra deck. It doesn't really matter at this point. But bear in mind that you are going to have a ton of restrictions once you're going to be starting to play the Dogmatica stuff. If you didn't need to use your Dogmatica punishment, you don't lock yourself out of the extra deck, and therefore you can go for a very easy OTK. Just kill them. It's so fast. Because the Evil Twin monsters, if you get rid of one, you'll revive the other. And with that, you get 4 materials worth of monsters for free, as well as a draw and a pop along the way. And because of your arrows, because you have left-right arrows pointing in, you can use your Cerberus, you can use your Phoenix, you can use your Unicorn. All of these are free pops along the way, because you get to draw cards as you use them. And because you're using the same monster that you're reviving, these are just free monsters. And if you're playing Dogmatica, drop your Fleur-de-Lis. Now you have another 3k beat stick on the field. Just go for it. And that's how you can use it in terms of a more aggressive turn. These are some ideas I'm throwing out there. These are things that you guys can try out. I'm looking forward to seeing more Fiend-based monsters in the extra deck, hopefully, and that's going to give Evil Twins a big boost. That's all I got for this video, guys. Once the deck is released, I'm going to show you guys a couple of easy OTKs you guys can achieve with the deck, and how to snowball real hard. If you guys like this presentation about Live Twins or Evil Twins, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys want more vids like this magically appearing in your subscription feed, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and ding the notification bell and put it on all notifications. I appreciate it, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.